Hello and welcome to my space. I am Mira, and this is going to be a message from your future self and what they're thanking you for. And I'm trying to get like a near future self, so like a 6 months to like 2 years kind of time frame. I know it's very loose, but I don't feel like it should be boxed in too much. All right, let's get your signifier cards. They're going to have 3 piles, and once you find which one is yours, you can go straight to the timestamps and jump to your reading. I'm not going to be reading what they say yet because I want you to go solely based off of the picture. So, first card. This will be pile number 1. Second card. This will be pile number 2, and I will show you them all together. All right. You probably saw that, didn't you? And pile number 3. Ooh, these cards are so pretty. And I'm not familiar with these cards either, so I don't even know what they say. So we have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Choose your piles, and I will see you in your group. Pile number 1, you chose this card, and this is going to be your reading. And I feel like this is going to be the main energy, so let's get a quick look at what it says. Embracing sensuality as union. Like I said, I have no clue what these cards mean. I've never read the book or anything like that. But what this really feels like is you getting in touch with yourself again. I feel like your future self is really thanking you for no longer, or for choosing to get back in touch with your body, to get back in touch with your senses, to what feels good, to what's fun, to what, makes your heart jump. Like there's this kind of reclamation of the body and the self that I feel like your future self is really, really, really happy and thankful that you are deciding to cultivate now, or that you will decide very soon to start investing in. It really feels like for a while you guys might have been out of touch with your body, and your future self is like, oh God, please, come on. There's that kind of energy there. Sorry, I want to sit it all on my table. I'm all discombobulated. I need a new setup. Let me put some tarot cards for you. Hold up. I feel like your future self is thanking you for choosing a direction. I feel like, and I did say to myself that I wanted to switch these around like this, and it makes so much more sense like that. Look at how she's going over here, he's going over there, pointing in 2 different directions, and then in the middle we have the Lovers, which is literally a decision card. It's about making choices, it's about sacrifices. It can be, it's about also choosing in alignment choosing what's in alignment with you. Oh my goodness, Jesus. Sorry, I needed to pull myself together. Pull yourself together. That's what I'm getting. Maybe that's what your guides are sort of like feeling with you, or maybe what you're feeling with yourself right now or in your current environment. It's like you kind of like are all over the place. You don't know if you want to jump this way or jump that way. And it might not be so black and white. It might be a little bit more nuanced to where like you can like, sorry, my daughter and her father are, my walls are like paper thin and they play crazy. But I feel like your future self is really thanking you for whatever decision that you just made, or whatever decision that you're about to make. This could even be like the decision to rest on making a decision. For some of you, you might feel like you have to have it all figured out, or like you have to choose either or when you could choose and, right? When you could choose both in some sort of way. Of course, if that's healthy for you, if that relates to your situation in a way that would actually benefit you, then that is your message. For some of you, it is like the black and white of like choosing, making a choice out of something that you've been debating or something like that, right? But for some of you, it's literally just saying, okay, you know, maybe I don't have to make this decision right now. For some of you, it's like your future self. I did say something about fluidity with that embracing sensuality as union. Maybe they're thanking you for not necessarily being so rigid, for having more nuance, for allowing yourself to have a more nuanced thinking. We have the Three of Pentacles. For taking the middle route. We had a 2, and then we had 2 directions, and then now we have the middle route. And look, 3, 6. So 3, 3, and then double 3. This could be like even collaboration, teamwork that your future self is thanking you for. Is there any other cards that want to come out from here? I don't think so. But if they give me a single card or 2 cards, I'll take it. Okay. It is 2 cards. Okay. Jeez. These cards stick together so much. We have the 10 of Cups and the Emperor reversed. Yeah, for a lot of you, it's like, for those of you that like have to make a final decision on something, like it is this or it is that. This is making the decision and then letting it ride, letting it go. But hold on. It's making the decision to make the decision and then let it go. To choose what it is and then stop obsessing over it, or stop worrying too much about it. Just allowing the pieces to fall where they may, right? Allowing the decision to be made, right? And for others of you, this is letting go of control. For those of you who were like, I have to choose either this route or that route, but really I know that there needs to be some maybe sort of compromise in the middle, or I need to be more fluid, then this is just that energy of relinquishing control and recognizing that your control, while controlling things in the past might have led you to some sort of success or recognition or fulfillment, it's currently not necessarily working like that. Your control, your grip is too tight, and they're asking you to be more open to what's to come, or to receiving. Okay, we actually have 2. We have Beetle, good fortune, and then Sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. This could be like choosing to do something differently, there's a lot of choices. Whatever choices you're making right now, whatever lifestyle changes that you're making right now, I feel like that is what your future self is really thanking you for, or whatever changes that you've been contemplating that you've been feeling like, oh, I need to implement that. That is what your future self is thanking you for. Bread, period of prosperity and abundance. Desk, pay attention to your work. Whatever work it is that you're doing, whether it be self-work, physical work, mental work, emotional work, whatever it is, it could be your career, it could be some sort of creative venture. We did have creative ideas, could be a creative work. I just heard from Bluey, it's a dancing work, or so whatever it is, it could be that you're creating a work out of your creative ideas, out of your, what is the word, creative ventures, whatever, out of your artistic abilities, whatever. But it is whatever changes you are making in that area right now, or the changes that you are thinking about implementing, do that, because it's going to lead you to some real actual monetary success. In the back of the deck here, we have Ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or in business. So this leads to deeper stability. Oh, this fell out. We have older man, dealings or relationship with an older man. This could be an older man that you know, like in business, like somebody who's older than you. It doesn't have to be older. For some of you, I am saying somebody who is particularly more younger. It could just be that they're older than you. This could be romantic, or this could be a business contract or business situation, marriage, whatever. And let's see. Yeah. So whatever you're doing right now, whatever decisions that you've been making, they are really working out to bring you some major opportunities. All right, let's get one of these oracle cards for you. Some advice, and then I'm going to get a question card for you. We'll take the one that came out by itself. Send a letter to the universe. The world loves me. So I feel like this is like the way that your soul wants to express what they need right now. I feel like your soul sort of wants to script. I just had 11:11 on the clock as I said that. Scripting what you want, acting like on paper, writing down on paper, you know, your goals and your desires and your dreams as if that's the current life that you're living. So script that, send it out to the universe, burn it, you know, whatever you want to do, read it out to the universe out loud, and then rip it up. I don't know what your process is, but whatever comes naturally to you, whatever you just thought about in your head, the way of doing it, that's the way that you should be doing it. And that can help you, just that little bit of physical work that you feel like you're doing, that intention that you're putting into that focus that you're putting into creating that reality, writing that reality down and sending it out. That's the energy that amplifies your gaining of this thing, or your real manifestation of this thing, because it's not just, oh, I'm writing this down because this is the way that manifestation works. No, I'm writing it down so that I can feel it. I'm putting it out so I can feel it. I'm feeling it so that I can bring it in. And I hear geese out there, so I hardly ever hear geese out there. Look up the spiritual symbolism or significance of geese and put it in the comments, because I'm really interested to know how that might resonate with this reading. But that's, oh yeah, let's get you a question. These might be hard questions, but they're, I feel, important questions to ask. All right, so do we have a question for pile number 1, please? I think it's this one. We have, what will happen if you speak up and if you don't? Back of the deck, where do you have your blinders on? All right, that's what I have for you. Answer those questions to yourself or answer them in the comments. I hope that this resonated, and I will see you hopefully in the next one. Pile number 2, you chose this card. So this is your reading. We have accepting the past. Whew. This card does look a little disjointed. It sort of looks like the colors coming in and then out, and I see like a person's head right here with maybe like a hat and like their silhouette, their body, right? Just looking at this card, it feels like maybe the past has been something that you've been stuck on. Maybe it's been something from the past that you haven't allowed yourself to fully metabolize or let go, because part of you is holding on to that for self-protection or self-preservation. There's an energy here of allowing yourself to release that, allowing yourself to actually transmute that and process that and heal that past. This could be that every time that past comes up, you change your thinking on it, or you redirect yourself, or whatever. But the way that you have been recently or are now dealing with maybe these triggers of the past, And it's interesting that my daughter's getting frustrated now when this whole time she's been chilling and playing with her dad. It feels like there's a part of you, like that inner, like a younger part of you, a less mature part of you, that when these triggers come up, it's like you regress and you start feeling the wound open again. And I feel that this accepting the past isn't forgiving necessarily, because I don't believe that forgiveness is something that anyone is entitled to give or entitled to receive. And I don't even believe that forgiveness is necessary for healing. You might feel differently, and that's fine. But I feel like it's accepting that, okay, what happened, and accepting where you're currently at now and where the state of things are right now, instead of trying to make now the past and trying to make the past now, right? It's like, don't romanticize the past or make excuses for the things that have hurt you, but it's also like, accept that the present is the present and the present is different, right? Hold on, there's like something on my screen. So your future self, I heard your past self, so that there might be some, oh, sorry, interesting, because that really triggers me. I hate that. I hate that. And now that we're talking about triggers, it's coming up in your reading. You might need to, yeah, like I had to take a minute for myself before continuing my reading, because I knew that trigger was gonna completely fuck up my flow. And so you might need to do the same, or find your own way of dealing with whatever triggers are coming up for you. Wow, I look shiny as hell right now. But anyways, we have the excuse me, the Seven of Pentacles. I always forget what the suits are. The Seven of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Eight of Wands here. The Eight of Wands, I feel here, can represent that trigger, that thorn, that, you know, because triggers, they can happen on the drop of a hat, the drop of a dime. Like, you can't anticipate when they're going to happen, and a lot of the times when they hit hard. And I'm thinking of like how in the traditional Eight of Wands, it's like aiming for a target, and it's aiming with so many arrows for that same target, and all of those arrows hitting that target at the same time. It's like how when a trigger comes up, it hits so many different things at the same time, so many different feelings, so many different memories, so many different senses or sensations that a trigger causes in the body, which is why it's so triggering, right? So I feel like what this is saying is that your future self doesn't want you to ignore those triggers, but they want you to find a better way of dealing with them and sort of ignoring them, because that triggered side of you can feel like that petulant little, I don't know why the word petulant, I don't even know what that means, a little child version of you that's like, like, I don't know. It's like there's just that sort of regression that I'm feeling there. And your future self is thanking you for like sort of like disciplining that version of yourself. Not necessarily like ignoring that version of yourself or pretending that version of yourself doesn't exist, but sort of like, okay, yeah, I know you're upset. Like it's like gentle parenting that version of yourself. Yeah, I know you're upset, but it is the way that it is, or like it was the way that it was, and this is the way that it is now. Sort of like, I know you're scared because that dog bit you before, but not every dog's gonna bite you, you know? You can be scared, but come on, we have to keep walking kind of energy. And focusing on the really enforcing like that you focus on what you're building. Focus on what you're building. let's get you, oh, some tea leaf cards real quick. What is your future self thanking you for? Was there another one that flipped over? Okay. We have vulture, depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. This could be like getting over some sort of hypervigilance. Pineapple, reconciliation, chair empty, someone is leaving your life. So for some of you guys could be cutting out some sort of cycle or cutting out a specific person, or somebody could be returning into your life, and you could be putting a hard stop to that, hard fast stop to that. Like it says danger, especially in money matters. We have a lot of cards here that I feel like would cause anxiety. And so I feel like your future self is saying, like, there's a lot of things that might be coming up for you right now that aren't necessarily the full truth. Like a lot of feelings, you know, some feelings can distort the truth sometimes. Triggers can distort the truth, distort the way that you read events sometimes. You might be triggered because of X, Y, and Z, but that situation that brought up the trigger, that thing that you thought was this, is actually not this, and it's something completely different, and you misread it because you're triggered. That's like the energy that you're leaving behind, and that is the biggest reason I feel right now that that your future self is thanking you for it, because I feel like this way of changing your perception, changing the way that you are conceptualizing things, really does allow things to happen for you in a way that is a lot more magical, a lot more fulfilling, a lot more satisfying, a lot more fun than it was before, because you had all these blockages and I was good. Blockages and limitations. That's what that's coming from. My goodness. Then we have bird perched, waiting for news, a package, or a letter. And then we have moon, changes in your life. It's sort of like, instead of waiting, like these changes in your life that's gonna be your blockage. That's gonna be your package or your letter. Like it's like you have to observe the way that your life is shifting right now, the way that your life is changing, and that will be the confirmation that you need. Back of the deck, good advice from a wise person, owl. This could be this reading, could be somebody else in your life, could be advice that hit before, that somebody told you before, didn't necessarily hit, and it's gonna hit in the context of how maybe other things start to play out for you. All right, let's get one of these cards for you, and then we'll get a question. It says love your body. I love my body. So if you guys are having any sort of limitations, blockages, or worries, doubts, frustrations with your body, any blockages or frustrations, limitations with your body, this message is basically encouraging you to do things that foster a more positive relationship with your body, to actually work on your body goals, or getting to where you need to get to in order for you to feel satisfied, healthy, comfortable, and happy in your own skin again, or period, if you've never felt good in your own skin. And I do feel like, since this is coming out in the context of this reading, this is something that you are working towards, or you are working through, and or you're going to start soon, because this is something that your future self is thanking you for. And the last card we have is going to be a question that you can answer to yourself, or you can answer in the comments. Ooh. We have two for you, and then we'll take the back of the deck energy. Oh, this is advice. It doesn't have to make sense. Some things shouldn't. So you might be trying to make sense of things that right now the point is that it doesn't make sense. And then we have, what pattern are you aware of that you're refusing to break? This is literally all about breaking that pattern of self-sabotage, of allowing the past to become the present. I feel like that's what this is. I feel like that's calling this out. It could be a different, if a different pattern popped up for you in your head when this came out and when I read that, then that's what it is. But if not, this might be alluding to the whole entire point of your reading. Back of the deck is, what did your past teach you about love? That's what I have for you guys, pile number 2. I hope to see you in the next one. Toodles. Pile number 3, this is your message if you picked this card. And it says, shielding, protecting, and grounding. Oh, pile number 3, you guys have some boundaries to put up. Or you have recently put up some boundaries, and your spirit team is loving the way that you are standing up for yourself now. This is supposed to be a message from your future self, what they're thanking you for. So they are thanking you for the boundaries that you are either currently or going to or have been putting in place in your life, because this card screams power, it screams force, it screams I'm going to get it. At least to me, it screams self-made, self-produced. It feels like a very self-assured card, like I'm leading with my own step. Like I just feel forward momentum from this card, and I feel like whatever boundaries, shielding or protecting yourself from people or places or environments that didn't necessarily have your best interest and your values in mind, your future self is thanking you so much for protecting yourself against that, because doing that, it's going to allow you to actually step into that version of yourself that you've been idealizing, that version of yourself that when you think of the person I want to be, that is that person. This is unblocking your ability to actually shine as who you are rather than who you have to be for everybody else. Okay, so let me get some cards for you. Your future self is really, really highlighting you finding what is true for you, what is healthy for you, what is right for you, and the life that you're trying to build, and moving towards that unapologetically, and like not over explaining yourself. There are people in certain situations that you need to explain yourself to. If you are gonna go get a new job, you know, you're gonna need to discuss that with the employer that you're leaving, or not even that. It's like, if you're gonna go, you know, take a vacation because that's what's best for you, you need a mental health day, you're gonna have to discuss that with your job, right? At least if you have a major life choice that you're trying to make and you're married, you have to discuss that with your spouse. But this is like, don't explain to people who you are not owed an explanation. People who are not, I just heard the 3 F's, fucking you, feeding you, or financing you. So if it's somebody that's not fucking you, feeding you, financing you, then they don't need any sort of extra explanation other than the whatever you want to give them. With the High Priestess right here, I always get manipulation, I get energy, I get weird energy from this card, because the Cheshire Cat, he is helpful, but he is helpful so long as he gets what he wants, or so long as there's something that's in it for him. He doesn't really do anything that's actually selfless. That doesn't make him a bad person, but that makes him someone to be discerning around. So I feel like with this High Priestess, this is all about being discerning about what's an illusion, what what behavior is an illusion and what behavior is the truth, because there could be some people around you whose behavior is one way but their intentions are completely the opposite. And I feel like you might be navigating that right now. You might not fully understand or know or have dealt with whoever this is. It could very much be in your circle, it could be familial, it could be a friend or a friend, well, it could be a employer or somebody at work or something like that, but this feels close. So I feel like with this energy right here, you might be currently trying to like see through this person. You might have an inkling to who this is. Is that a spider? It is. I'm about to get him in a minute. Don't you fucking come over here. Anyways, but yeah, it's about you really discerning who in your circle or what in your circle has your best interest at heart, right? And then your other cards here, we had Justice and the Three of Wands. This might be about, the Three of Wands can be about moving away from something. So this could be about like, okay, we're not cool anymore. This could be, all right, I have to put distance or a little bit of space between me and this person. This could simply be, I'm moving away, like a roommate that you're dealing with and moving away from the situation, or a person that you're dealing with and breaking it up. Like, there's energy here. Your future self is thanking you for whatever boundary or whatever distance you're putting in between you and this energy of deception, or they're thanking you for the discernment that you're starting to have. I think you're starting to see things, like you're starting to see through the illusions that some people are casting around you, when maybe before you might have been clouded. Yeah, you might have been clouded by somebody who looked nice, felt nice, sounded nice, but didn't necessarily have your best interest at heart. Because the Red Queen, she can be nice until she's not, and then it's off with your head. And then I feel like with this being the Empress, it's like you're finding a new way to support yourself or to support your dreams. And I feel like this is the first step. The first step is figuring out what is for you and what's not for you, and finding your healthy balance, whether your balance is, I don't deal with or engage in this anymore, or if you have to deal with or engage in it, the balance could be, I only do it here and there, or I only give this area so much time of my life, or so much time in my head or my thoughts. To clarify all that, we have the Hierophant. Like, what you have to do. This could very well be something like a legal battle. This could be something to do with your career. It could be something to do with a very pivotal relationship. This is like a marriage, but yeah, like this feels like any relationship that you hold in like high regard, or that like really means something in your life, which could even make it even more difficult as well. Which definitely does make it more difficult, and it could definitely be something where you guys have history with that book. And so let's get a couple tea leaf cards. I feel like the reason why we're getting more into the dynamic, and I'm not saying very much, because in the first reading I was like, they're thanking you for this, they're thanking you for that. For you guys, like, it's like your future self wants to acknowledge you, because I don't feel you need thanks. I feel like you need acknowledgement, because it was difficult to do this. It was difficult to go through this. It was difficult to upend my life like this. This could have been one of those pivotal relationships, like a parental relationship, or a relationship that you were in for 13 years or something like that. That it's like you really had to switch the dynamic up. You really had to change things, and it wasn't easy. People were not cooperative. You had to stick up for yourself in a way that you've never stuck up for yourself before. You have to change your mind, to change your perception, to change your way of thinking, in order to really step into this version of you that is unapologetically you. And it was fucking difficult. So I feel like you don't really need thanks so much as you need acknowledgement, and that's what you're That's what your higher self, your future self is trying to give you. We have coins. Money will be coming to you. I want to get the bottom. Feeling tied down or frustrated. Oh, we have two. Okay. Wedge. Someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something that you want. So this person or this group or this situation could be very much getting in between you and a goal, or you and another person's relationship. And that's why you could be feeling tied down or frustrated, because we did say that this, wherever you're putting up this boundary, it's something that like it's in an area of your life where like either this person or this thing that you have to restrict now is orange cat is like important to you. So you might feel like put in the middle of blessings, in the middle of, yeah, like, or somebody's trying to put themselves in the middle of where you are trying to seek out your blessings. Somebody could be targeting your blessings. It doesn't have to be like that for everybody. It's not really like that for everybody. Look, use your intuition to make beneficial changes. We have birth or conception of a child or enterprise, family matters. So I feel like whatever you're doing in your family right now, this could be your chosen family, this could be the family you've created, wherever you feel like it is family, like felt family. This could even be just, oh, I feel like my group of friends is family. I feel like this one person is family. You could be experiencing something extremely positive in that area, something that is moving you forward in that area, really like sort of cementing a stable foundation, bringing something into fruition, right? Where is that other one? And then we have diamond. You will be receiving or giving a precious, you will be receiving or giving a precious gift. So maybe you're planning to give somebody a gift, or to, there's something that you are giving your energy to, and whatever this energy is that you have to set this boundary around could be trying to wedge themselves in between you and that thing that you're trying to build. And I feel like that's the biggest thing that wants to be said in your reading, is that your future self is acknowledging all of the work that you've had to do in order to secure what you want to secure, because of outside forces working against you. Back of the deck is news is on the way. You could be planning something, or expecting to hear back from someone, and that news is going to be coming very soon. That communication, you can expect it very soon. Let's see, one card please for my pile number 3s. Are those 2 cards or 3? It's 2. I'll take both. We have Happy Poppet, I am enough. And then happy magic for pets. Animals are my friends. I am kind and loving to them. So you might be attracting animals around, or this feels like placing or getting something that brings happiness to your life. Could be getting a pet, getting a something that you can put in your house that every time you see it, it's just a reminder of pure joy or pure love. This could be even saying like that, like reframing the way that you see children, even if you have children, to maybe put that mind frame on them as well, like use them as an anchor of good feeling or something like that. There's some, like, or a totem, I don't know, maybe you have an item that brings you luck or happiness, or maybe you're spiritual like that and you're like, oh, this, you know, I should carry this crystal around. That do that. For others of you, this could be you attracting animals being drawn to you, the animals around you interacting with you more, or developing a deeper connection with you. Or could even be so simple as like telling you, or confirming for you, maybe you should get a pet or something like that. But with all of this energy here, it feels like you need some sort of physical anchor that can help you just as soon as you look at it, as soon as you see it, like get into, we literally have a cat outside of my window right now just popping up. But you need something that you look at and it's like there are no negative feelings about it. There are no negative connotations. There is no like, oh, I just can't feel bad when I'm looking at that, you know? I can't feel bad when I look at my dog. I can't feel bad when I look at my cat, you know? That kind of energy. I can't feel bad when I look at that picture of that memory, you know? It's that sort of thing. You need that happiness anchor. And then for your last card, we're going to be getting you, it's either a question or some other word of advice. We have two. We have, is that really you, or is it how you were taught to be? Whatever that is would have popped up in your mind. You know what this is. Dismantling who the real you is. Didn't we say a lot about identity? And then coming into who you really are, because you're allowing yourself to dismantle that. And then we have, this came out in every pile. It doesn't have to make sense. Some things shouldn't, or I believe it came out in every pile. And the back of the deck is, what does your past teach you about love? All right, guys, you have it there, and I will leave it here. I hope that resonated. Love you. Toodles.